We're constantly updating the dashboard, but let's go ahead and look through what that looks like now and give you a little bit of context as to what you can be looking for. So on the dashboard, top left here, we can always hide now the left toolbar, but this is your monthly efficiency, employee efficiency. Now this location is in the dead of winter. P4P is very few and far between. However, we can see here complete list, and underneath this complete list, we can see our employee leaderboard. There's only a few people at this current location. And then individually, I can see all of their metrics by clicking here on their name and seeing their graphs and their metrics over the course of time. Now, if I go back to the dashboard, we're going to keep going down here. Our monthly metrics, this is for your entire team. Your effective hourly rate is the amount of revenue that you're producing per clocked hour. So if you have $1,000 and you have 10 clocked hours, your effective hourly rate would be $10. It's essentially 1,000 divided by 10. So that's what your effective hourly rate is. The dollars per hour earned is going to be shown here. $15.11 per hour is what is currently being earned on P4P for the crew. Now, this is below base pay, which you can assume that the majority of people are probably hitting base pay on this given pay period. This is the total number of budget hours completed. And again, you can see over the course of time what that looks like. You can see they're going into winter. It's much slower now than it was back in August when they were doing almost 2,000 budget hours a month. Amount of dollars of labor revenue produced. Again, this is month to date. These numbers are all month to date. Currently, as I'm recording this is a third. So there's literally been 1 or 2 days actually recorded in the month of February as I'm recording this. But this number will go up in time. You can see back in August, they did $160,000. Again, this is labor revenue. Keep in mind, this is not your total revenue. On top of labor revenue is going to be things like material markup, any estimate fees, dump fees, etc. But that's what the labor revenue amount is. Again, month to date is being shown, and then you can just kind of put your cursor over the graph and see what it is over the course of time. It's really helpful after especially 12 months to be able to see exactly what you anticipate for the upcoming month in terms of upcoming revenue. These are projects that are in progress. You're going to see the amount of clocked hours divided by or out of the amount of budgeted hours. So 0 out of 18 budget hours. You can see here, this is a job that has gone over budgeted hours. There was 8 budget hours, and they've now put 12 and a half hours clocked on the job. All right. So it goes red after it crosses 90% of the budget. Obviously, it's way over the budget, so it's 155. It'll otherwise be green until it hits 60%. It goes yellow, and then red once we approach closer to being at budgeted hours. You got weekly and monthly scores here for efficiency. If you go ahead and click on this little information button, you'll see exactly what this is. This is for the trailing 7 days, budgeted hours divided by clocked hours. All right. So if you are 75% efficient, it would mean that out of every 4 clocked hours, 3 budget hours were completed. And typically we're shooting for above 70%. When you're hitting above that, typically that's when the team is making above base pay quite consistently. Again, keep in mind, this was the beginning, this is in the middle of winter, you're seeing these numbers, and the first just 1 or 2 days that they've actually done work in the month. This is the monthly number, again, month to date. Actually, sorry, this is the trailing 30 days, budget hours divided by clocked hours for the entire team. All right, you can see here the number of employees that are currently clocked in, and if there's any overtime, this will show right here. So as the 30-day rolling average goes on, it is going to show you how many overtime hours there are. If there's over 160, that would assume that you could basically keep someone full-time busy. Probably a good time to start hiring somebody. So that is the overall dashboard. You can see all projects. If there are more than just 4, the top 4 will show here. Otherwise, you can see all projects, which would just take you to your projects tab. But that is the overall vision of the dashboard. You can see in the top here, we have notifications. We'll talk more about that in a future video.